Imagine you log into Roblox at midnight craving a thrill. You juggle between maps until one title glows ominously on your feed, Dandy's World. You click it, expecting a spooky but tame survival game. Next thing you know, you're stepping into a cold elevator with a dim bulb overhead and no company but yourself. The doors grind shut. You're alone. The elevator lurches and creaks as it ascends, counting off endless floors. Spoiler alert, players rarely exit. The name finally appears, Dandy's World. And yes, the bizarre twist is that inside this elevator, on every floor, your resolve is tested, and players never come back. Now, hands tight on WASD, you realize this isn't another cheat death obby. This is a surreal, claustrophobic run, where the elevator becomes your prison and every floor hides a whispered trap. And trust me, I regret pressing join, because once Dandy's World starts questioning your survival instincts, it never stops. When you spawn in Dandy's World, you're dropped into a cramped elevator lobby. Everything feels off. Not in your face terror, but a silent, suffocating dread. The lights flicker. The elevator walls are covered in peeling wallpaper. A single flickering overhead bulb casts long shadows. You step into the elevator. No friendly announcer, just mechanical whirring as it begins its climb. Floor numbers tick by, but instead of doors, the lights dim entirely, plunging you into darkness for a haunting heartbeat before emerging in dim, distorted halls. The silence is heavy enough to taste. The second floor hallway looks familiar, yet warped. Doors slightly ajar, the carpet rippling. You sense something behind each door, or maybe it's your mind. You try to stay composed, navigating a path you don't trust. Keep moving, you tell yourself. But in that elevator, escape becomes a whisper drowned by the hum of rusty gears and the glint of your own reflection in metal walls. That elevator doesn't take you anywhere safe. It's a prelude, a ledge you step off, expecting air, but instead falling forever. Each floor is its own twisted trial. You exit the elevator onto the third floor and step into a corridor of mirrors. Not your reflection, something behind it. Faces that don't blink, eyes that shine for just a moment. Before you can turn, the elevator doors slam shut. Panic sets in. The next level is quieter, but somehow more unsettling. All the lights are out. Flashlight flickers. You hear your own breathing echo. Doors appear at random intervals, but they lead either to empty rooms or stairs that loop you back to the elevator. On another floor, a diner. Tables perfectly set, plates gleaming. Yet you're alone, abandoned. A jukebox plays lullaby music. The elevator dings. The music distorts. You run. The floor is quieter, but your breathing isn't. You start to realize every floor isn't random. It's designed to reflect something inside you. Fear of abandonment, of dissolving sanity, of being watched in silence. And the elevator's your test subject. By the time I hit floor 7, I thought I had a rhythm down. Step out, scout the floor, find the elevator again, move on. But this floor made me realize that Dandy's World doesn't just want you to be scared, it wants you to feel personally targeted. The moment I stepped off the elevator, the lights cut out completely. Not dim, not flickering. Pitch black. The only thing guiding me was a faint red glow in the distance, pulsing like a heartbeat. I started moving toward it, and that's when I heard it, whispering. At first, it sounded like background static, the kind you'd hear if your microphone was picking up background noise. But then I caught a word, my Roblox username, clear as day. I froze. It started again, this time slower, as if whoever or whatever was whispering wanted to make sure I heard every syllable. We know you. We see you. My chest tightened. I spun my camera, but the shadows in the hallway didn't move naturally. They seemed to lean toward me, stretching against the walls. Then, out of the corner of my screen, I caught it. A humanoid silhouette. perfectly still, perfectly facing me. I ran. I didn't even care where. My footsteps echoed unnaturally, like the sound was chasing me. Every turn I made, I could swear I saw movement just out of my field of view. Doors creaked open on their own, and every time I passed one, I swore I saw something inside. Never long enough to fully register, but just enough to keep my heart in my throat. I finally spotted the elevator and bolted for it, slamming the close button like my life depended on it. The doors slid shut, almost. Right before they closed completely, a shadowy hand reached toward the gap, and for a split second, the game glitched. My screen distorted, and I heard my username whispered one last time before the doors finally sealed. That's when I realized, Dandy's World isn't about random scares. It knows who you are. It wants you to feel hunted, not by some obvious monster, but by something that watches you and waits for the perfect moment to remind you that you're never alone in here. Floor 11 is where my confidence completely shattered. I stepped out, half expecting another creepy hallway or set of stairs. But instead, I was in what looked like a maintenance area. Exposed pipes running along the walls, metal grates underfoot, the air thick with the sound of dripping water. I started walking slowly, the sound of my footsteps mixing with the distant echo of something metallic scraping against the floor. At first, I thought it was just the ambience, but then it stopped when I stopped. That's when I knew it was following me. I picked up my pace. The scraping got louder. The hallway seemed to stretch endlessly in front of me, like no matter how far I moved, the end stayed the same distance away. My flashlight flickered violently, casting distorted shadows that looked too tall, too stretched out to be mine. Then came the voices again. Not whispering this time, muttering, like an argument happening just around the corner. I turned the corner, nothing. But the voices moved again, now behind me. Panic set in hard. I ran for what felt like minutes before I finally saw the elevator doors at the far end. The scraping noise was right on my heels now, and the hallway lights started shutting off behind me, one by one, like something was erasing the world as it chased me. When I finally threw myself into the elevator, the doors didn't close. The panel was flickering nonsense, random numbers, letters, symbols. I slammed the close button, but the scraping sound didn't stop. It got closer, louder. I was trapped. And then, just when I thought something was going to step into view, the light snapped back on. The elevator dinged. Floor 12. But I couldn't shake the feeling that whatever was chasing me had decided to let me go. Not because I escaped, but because it wanted me to keep climbing. By the time I reached what I thought was the final floor, I was already mentally done. Every nerve in my body felt frayed, every instinct screaming at me to log off. But something in me needed to see how it ended. The elevator doors opened to a pristine white hallway. Clean walls, bright lights, no shadows. It felt wrong, too perfect. I walked down it slowly, my footsteps echoing in an unnaturally clean way. No distortion, no ambience, just sterile silence. At the end of the hall was a single mirror. I approached it cautiously. My avatar's reflection stared back, until it smiled. I wasn't pressing anything. My avatar's head tilted to the side and its eyes darkened into black voids. The screen flickered. My reflection stepped out of the mirror. It didn't run toward me. It just stood there, blocking the elevator. I tried backing away, but my controls lagged. The camera pulled in close, uncomfortably close, until my reflection filled the screen entirely. Then the game crashed. No menu, no disconnected message, just my desktop staring back at me. I checked my Roblox profile. The game badge for Dandy's World wasn't there. No history of me playing it. It was like it never happened. And that's the dark truth. In Dandy's World, you don't win. You don't survive. You just keep climbing until it decides it's done with you. And even then, it leaves you wondering if you ever escaped at all.